It's hot.
It's not
Hey,
cold.
guys, guess what?
Hey.
We bought an AC
Hell yeah, we did.
with all of the Patreon support.
So if you were a Patreon, thank you. And if you're not,
Thanks anyway.
thanks for
Because we know
listening.
you want to.
Yep.
Anyway, so we got AC, so it's a lot more comfortable in here, but it was 500 degrees today, and this is the second episode we're recording, so now it's like fucking midnight, and it's cooler outside than it is inside the shed, but if we open up the shed door, then you get all kinds of weird outside-y sounds, so we're just sucking it up.
Yep, we're just rolling with it. We can't have the AC on while we record because it does this. So,
Dead on. I thought the AC was on for a second.
did it feel colder? Were you like,
I didn't say that. I just thought it was on.
oh, that's nice.
Like, if I closed my eyes,
you could have slept.
I could sleep right now.
Me
I don't
too.
know, though, because I had 500 cups of coffee, but, like, I'm
Yeah,
so
mine's empty.
tired.
Yeah.
So tired.
Yeah.
This could be a great episode. You guys are
got
in for a good
this.
one.
We got this.
We got this. We've never gotten something more.
I've never been harder for anything in my life.
So hard. I'd like for that to be the goddamn.
God damn!
It's so hard.
God. All right. Anyway, so hey, Aaron, how's
Hey.
life?
It's pretty good. It's pretty good.
Yeah. Do you want to give me a goddamn? Just fucking coming in hot.
We're just coming in hot for
Let's
it.
do it.
Yeah.
Episode 120, 45. One of these episodes.
145. We're on 145 now. My goddamn is that my dad's in town.
Yeah. Is that a good goddamn or a bad goddamn?
It's a good goddamn.
Yay!
Because I haven't seen him in over a year. And that's
Aw.
exciting. So finally, from fucking COVID and shit, now my kid gets to see her grandpa and stuff and like meet him and actually be adorable. So
Wait, she's never met him before?
she met him when she was a baby.
Like when she came out of the womb?
Yeah. He was like, that's a baby. And then she was like, when? And then he was like, I'm out of here.
This one's yours.
Yeah. And
back.
so he hasn't seen her like since then.
Aw. Is he like eating it up?
He's my dad, so kind of yes and no. He's like from a distance, like, hey, you're pretty cool.
What about with the older one?
Oh, he loves it, yeah.
Yeah, because it's like way more interactive.
Yeah. Well, and my older one is like, Grandpa Bill, blah, 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 guess what, and guess what, and guess what, and guess what? And my dad's just like, oh my God. Like,
Yeah.
my dad has lived alone and
Yeah.
been alone
Yeah.
for like all of COVID. And
It's
so now
so much.
suddenly he's in a house with 2 dogs and fucking 3 cats suddenly and 2 children and me and my husband. And he's like, he's probably overwhelmed. He's probably like,
Oh.
Jesus Christ, get me out of here.
Overstimulated like a motherfucker.
Yeah.
Probably. I
Yeah.
feel that way. I have my father-in-law visiting us also, and he's probably eating it up because same thing, like so used
Kids
to
and
being so
stuff,
quiet. Yeah. But at the same time, it's got to be like, whew, I just need a moment of silence.
Fucking change of pace, man.
Oh
yeah.
shit.
Yeah.
I need a moment of silence. Literally, I ate dinner alone today and I could still hear everything that was going on, but I was just like, I need to not be in the same room as the commotion.
Anyway, you got a goddamn for me?
I do have a goddamn for you. So, it's a crow update.
A crow date?
A crow date. Beep, 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 beep. This just in, hot off the press.
Yeah.
All right, so the other day I was playing outside with my son, and it was like 500 degrees, so he had the hose on, and our hose is like this weird, if you barely turn it on, it makes weird screeching sounds.
Okay.
So you have to turn it on like full blast, or else it's fucking annoying. And so my son was playing, and I started to hear the screeching sounds, and I was, quote, unquote, playing with him, but also trying to do some actual shit in the yard.
Yeah.
And I have my back turned to like the hose area, and I hear this screeching sound, and I'm like, this motherfucker is fucking around with the water. Like, I just told you to leave it alone.
Yeah.
And then I heard it again, and something tickled my brain in a way that from all of my video game playage, I was like, I'm
Should turn
sorry.
around.
Was that a fucking hawk? Like, did I just hear a hawk going, like, I can't recreate it.
Okay.
But if you hear it, you know what it is.
Yeah.
Because it sounded like my hose for a second, but I kept hearing it, and I was like, that's a fucking hawk. There's a hawk screeching around here.
Yeah.
Literally based off of my video game knowledge, because
Okay.
I've never heard a hawk before in real life.
They're literally all over my house.
I know, they're all over. Well, I told my mom the story. My mom was like, you've never heard a hawk screech in real life? And I was like, no. And
I'm
she's-
pretty shocked as well.
Yeah, and she was like, they're all over where you grew up also. And I was like, I never fucking heard it. I would hear this because it stopped me in my tracks. And literally I was like, am I playing a fucking video game right now? Like, why do I hear this? And I thought it was the hose at first. So there you go. Fucking prime evidence that I have never heard a hawk screech.
Yeah.
And so I go and I look up to the sky and are these 2 huge hawks and they're close and they're fucking swarming around right above me.
Yeah.
Like gonna pick up my sweet baby child or some shit.
They might get your dog. You be careful.
Yeah, I know. And first of all, I was baffled by this majestic hawkery above my head.
Yeah.
And I was like, holy fucking shit, I've never seen a hawk this close. Everybody's been like, oh my God, look at that hawk. And I'm like, yeah, it's just a beautiful bird just fucking wafting on the winds. Like, I've seen them all the time, but never this fucking close. Like, I could see the motherfucker's feathers on his goddamn legs.
Yeah.
And I was like, what the fuck are they doing here? And then my crow comes out of the fucking nowhere land and comes swooping in and just starts attacking these motherfuckers.
Yeah.
And I was like, my fort has just been defended.
Yeah.
Like, I am Mama Crow. And these are my crowlings.
Yeah. Yeah. And they were like, get the fuck out of here.
Yeah, they were like, not in this house, motherfucker. And then they started dive bombing them. And then that was the sound. That's when the hawks were screeching. And then they flew off. I had enough time to go get Lee and be like, come look at these hawks. And they were like just fighting around.
Yeah.
Yeah. Protecting my land.
That's exciting.
Protecting my land.
They were. Yeah.
Hawks can't even break this shit.
No, they can't get, they were in the wrong airspace, motherfucker.
I hear them crowing all the time now, and it is literally like a comforting sound. I will be in my house in the middle of a conversation, and I will stop and be like, oh, my crows are talking to me. And
I have to go answer this.
Lee just rolls his eyes like, Jesus Christ. He was trying to tell me something serious, and I was like, there's a crow in that palm tree right there. And he was like, okay. And I'm like, it's my crow. He's just hanging out. Just so you know. I'm
Just
like
so you know.
Fucking aware of their whereabouts at all times.
Yeah.
I got Crowdar.
You got Gronar. That's exciting. We have they fight all the time by my house too, because there's like a canyon that backs up right there.
Yeah,
and those
no.
motherfuckers screech. I think it's like breeding season or some shit for the hawks right now though.
Oh.
Because they are like, they're doing weird calls right now where they sound like seagulls. In fact, the other day I was like, are there fucking seagulls out here now? Like, what is going on? And Brandon was like, no, it's those crows. I think they're like looking for a mate. I don't know if that's how they look for mates.
Huh.
Or if
Interesting.
they're like trying to protect their younglings. I don't know what the fuck it is. But
Oh.
yeah, they fight in front of my house all the fucking time.
Yeah, I definitely was like, for some reason I know that crows attack hawks, and I Googled it really quick, and I was like, yeah, it's totally normal. But I'm still going with that my crows were defending our territory. They were
Well,
like, those are my motherfucking peanuts.
Well,
and
they
I was
probably
like, goddamn
were
right.
because they probably live in one of the trees over here or whatever. And also your house fucking feeds them. So then
Yeah.
they're like, this is our fucking turf.
Yeah.
This is our airspace, motherfuckers.
Back away.
Yeah.
Did you get approval to fly by, you motherfucker?
No, they did not.
Permission to do it, fly by.
Yeah. I am shocked that you haven't heard a hawk screech before that.
Evidently not in real life.
Yeah, that's weird.
What did I used to play that screeched like a hawk? Was it like Goldeneye? Or something? When
I
you
don't know
start
what
the
that is.
game, it screeches like a hawk. Because that's what I thought of immediately. I was like,
I don't know. There's hawks in Red Dead.
yeah, I thought of that too. But like, I feel like maybe it's Goldeneye. I don't know.
I don't know.
I don't either.
That's exciting,
It touched something in my soul though, where I was
Yeah.
like, this is a nostalgic memory.
Touch something in your nostalgia.
Yeah. Yeah. Anyway,
Oh.
so be careful when you come around these parts, motherfuckers.
I will.
I got crows.
I will.
I'm gonna get a black cloak
Have you
and just hide peanuts in the pockets.
ever finished fucking Schitt's Creek?
No, I haven't.
My God. Have you gotten to the part with crows?
No.
Okay.
Okay.
You need to finish it.
I know.
Especially now.
It's one of those things that are like,
no, Stacey, I'm tired of your excuses.
I don't know. I was just saying, it's one of those things where like Lee and I watch it together, and then now we never have any time to watch TV together. So then I've watched it a few times without him, and he's been nice about it, but you know.
He's not in it anymore. Watch it.
Yeah, I'm down for that. But also,
You can
remember,
rewatch it when he gets back.
I'm down for that. But I don't have time. When am I going to watch this, Aaron?
After this.
It is midnight, and I have to go to work tomorrow.
You know what, Stacey? You make time for the things that you love.
Yeah, I will eventually. I will add it to the list. I do love Schitt's Creek.
Well,
I binged a bunch of it like right away, and then I got fucking held up in life.
just so you know, you are Moira.
Of course I am.
but even more so
With the crows?
with the crows and a black cloak.
Okay.
You'll get it later.
Okay.
It's actually a white cloak,
I'm
but
gonna
that's
watch
fine.
it. Whatever. I'll watch it. And then I'll be like, my spirit animal.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So that's my goddamn.
That's a good goddamn. I'm glad that your house is being defended finally.
Me too.
Yeah.
Well, on that note,
Well, on that note,
on that lovely note, me. Are you ready for my story this week?
so ready.
Okay, this week I am going to tell you about Peter Rainbart. Okay, so in 1959, Peter was a successful airline executive living in Cheshire, England.
Okay. An airline exec, huh?
Executive. This motherfucker had some perks.
Apparently.
Apparently. And so he was zipping all around the galaxy, right?
yeah.
And during his travels, he met a beautiful woman by the name of Malika de Fernandez.
Okay.
Now, Malika, she was a portrait artist, and
Ooh.
she loved to travel.
Yeah.
So she really took a liking to Peter here, right?
Yeah. She's like, oh, he got the perks.
Oh, he got the perks, girl.
Mm-hmm.
Let me get in on that.
Mm-hmm.
So Peter and Malika, they enter into this whirlwind romance.
Mm-hmm.
And within hours of meeting each other, Peter had proposed to Malika.
Okay.
And then 4 days later, they were married.
Nope, that's unstable.
Wow. yeah. Oops.
Don't
Yeah.
think that's a great
She
idea.
really want them perks.
Apparently. She's like, I love traveling so much that I'm willing to bet the rest of my life on it.
Yes, she was. And she did.
Okay.
Ominous.
Get them perks, girl.
Ominous. Okay. Now, the marriage was fine at first, and Malika would take full advantage of her new husband's traveling privileges and those sweet, sweet discounts and travel the world.
If you're an executive, I'm sure you get sweet free.
Yeah. That's basically what it was.
Yeah.
Right? And so she was doing that and zipping around the galaxy and fucking painting her portraits and living her best life.
Yeah, sounds good.
Mm-hmm. While she was off traveling the world, however, Peter was at home and he was up to no motherfucking good.
Ooh, Peter.
He was sneaking and geeking.
Was he pumpkin eating?
He was sneaking and geeking and pumpkin eating.
Ugh, oh, Peter.
Oh, Peter.
You're not supposed to do that.
And he was having extramarital affairs.
Not extramarital.
Yeah, those are extra.
He was up to some extracurriculars.
Exactly. And so on one such occasion, Malika comes home from having a great old time on her little vacation, and she goes to their pretty little cottage on the outskirts of a peat moss bog, which is where they lived, right?
This is the most fucking English shit I've ever heard.
I bet they were drinking tea when this all went down.
Oh, obviously.
Okay, so she comes, opens the door to their pretty little cottage, and she discovers Peter in bed with another man. Bum, bum, bum!
He really was getting that pumpkin.
He was getting the pumpkin. And so now at this time in England, to be in a relationship with a man was considered a criminal act.
Oh.
And it was pretty fucking
What year was
risky.
it? Oh, the 50s?
Yeah, 59.
Okay.
Early 60s.
Uh-huh.
So it was pretty fucking risky to be walking around and openly admitting to being gay.
Well, he
And-
wasn't openly admitting it. He was married to a woman.
Yeah. But like, somebody just found out about this, and it's not something you want somebody to know because it's a criminal offense, right?
Yeah. She was his beard.
She was his beard.
And he was like, this is fine. She'll travel. She'll go around, do whatever, and she'll be my fucking beard.
It was a match made in heaven.
Yeah.
So this like was a big hush-hush secret.
Yeah.
Because that's exactly what was happening. And then Malika was like, okay, cool. I'm fine with that. I'll keep using your exact miles and you keep eating
shit.
pumpkins.
Okay.
And everything's going to be fine.
Yeah. Well, now she doesn't even have to put out.
I wonder if she ever did have to in the first place.
Yeah, right?
Questions that we don't need the answers to.
No, we don't. I mean, come on. She could get some D on the side.
She could. And
Do
Peter
whatever
would be like, whatever.
She could bring D into the bedroom.
The opportunities.
He could share his pumpkin.
Yeah. Sneaking and geeking and pumpkin eating. That's how that song should go. Anyway. Okay. So, like I said, fucking hush hush secret. But like, she's like, don't worry. Your secret is safe with me.
Yeah.
Now, it seemed that Malika wasn't all heartbroken and tore up about it, right? And they worked out their little fucking deal and everything was fine.
Mm-hmm.
Until one day, Malika was home from travel and the couple got into an argument over money. Now, one article made it seem like Malika was sort of extorting Peter, like, you have to pay me the hush money or else I'm going to out you.
Ooh, okay. Yeah.
Uh-huh. But I don't really know what caused the argument other than money.
Mm-hmm.
And I do know that Malika was threatening to expose Peter's little secret.
Okay.
And then Peter snapped.
Listen, guys.
So now, Peter, he says he doesn't remember what happened, but he does recall grabbing Malika by the shoulders and shaking her, and he didn't stop shaking her until he realized that she was dead. Now,
He just shook her to death?
now, I've never heard of shaking an adult to death.
Yeah.
She's got those sweet, sweet neck muscles.
Did you write that?
I did. But either way, Malika is now dead.
Yeah, that's an odd way to
Murder
kill a person.
someone? Yeah. Like, but he was in such a rage because she was extorting him for money that he shook her to death.
Okay.
Now, Peter's like, fuck, oopsie poopsie, accidentally killed her, and so I have to do something with her.
Hate it when that happens.
Yeah, it's such a shame. And so he grabs an axe and he chops Malika's body up and decides that the best way to dispose of her is to burn her.
Okay.
So he sets her on fire. And as we have discussed in past episodes, it's actually really hard to burn a body and it has to be really hot for a really long time to get anywhere.
Yeah, and like the bones are still going to be there.
Exactly. And so Peter's like, well, fuck plan B. And he gathers her dismembered remains and goes and buries them in a drainage ditch that's right on the outskirts of this peat bog on his property.
Okay. Second mistake. Well, like fourth, but
Yeah. Oh, who's counting?
counting?
Okay, so it didn't take long for people to notice that Malika was missing. And the local police were like, hey, Peter, what the hell goes on in that cottage over there?
Yeah.
What the hell?
And also, why haven't you reported your wife missing?
Yeah, I didn't really find like the sequence of events, but yeah, I'm not sure if he did or what.
Yeah.
But Peter is like, I don't know, man. She travels a lot. Maybe she just left. Great alibi.
Yeah.
And the cops were like, that's pretty suspicious. And we're going to keep our eye on you. But we don't have any clear evidence or anything to go off of. So,
Bye. You're free.
yeah. So, okay, we'll just keep an eye on you, but bye.
Yeah.
So, with nothing to go off of, no evidence, nothing ever turns up, the case goes cold.
Ooh, okay.
Meanwhile, back at the ranch, back at the cottage where Peter's eating pumpkin, he goes on to live his new life.
Yeah. With
Fucking-
his roommate.
With his roomie. Now, I can't find a lot of details on this, but allegedly, Peter moved to Portsmouth, wherever the fuck that is. I'm probably saying it wrong. God, people are like, get a goddamn map. Fucking Google. Like, sorry about it. And this is in the year of 1963.
Okay.
And he lives there for a bit. And then in 1975, he
Whoa.
meets a man. Yeah, I'm jumping around here. But, years are going by.
Yeah.
He meets a man by the name of Paul Corrigan.
Okay.
Now, Paul and Peter and Paul,
Very biblical.
they were a terrible motherfucking duo. They somehow found each other in this whole universe and both had fantasies for kidnapping and raping young boys.
Oh, no.
Big jump, Peter.
Oh, no. Peter, you already done some shit.
Oh, yeah. And together they created this whole little operation and they were like, hey, let's go fucking molest some boys.
Yeah.
I don't know all the details, but I do know that they got caught for it and went to prison for a short amount of time. Somewhere
A
around,
short amount of time.
like 7 years. For
Okay.
molesting
Boys.
boys.
But it's also homosexuality, which
Yep.
is not legal at the time.
Nope.
Which is a weird thing to be legal or not legal. But
I know,
alright.
right? Like, fucking get
Who the
over
fuck
yourselves.
cares? Yeah.
Yeah. Do whatever the fuck you want. So once the men went to prison, the pair never, meet back up or anything. It's like Paul and Peter found each other and they were like, fucking, you know what I love to do? Molest kids. And Peter and Paul were like, yeah, let's do that shit together. And they did it, got caught, whatever.
Yeah.
And then they went to prison and they stopped talking.
And they were like, wow, that was rough back there. We probably shouldn't hang out anymore.
Yeah, it turns out we're not a good couple
Yeah.
to hang around with. We do bad shit.
Yeah. My sobriety sponsor says that I shouldn't hang out with you.
Yeah, sorry, I can't be friends with you.
Yeah.
Now, a little bit about Paul. He was super sick in the brain, and he honestly could have his own fucking episode for all the shit that he did. But here's a quick little rundown.
Okay.
He had this whole manuscript written up about how he wanted to kidnap and torture a young boy and kill him. And he actually did just that shortly after his release from prison.
Ooh.
So he's...
Was it a manuscript or a manifesto?
A manifesto. Manuscript? Maybe it's both.
Okay. He's writing
Right?
a script for a show.
Yeah, like a fucking blueprint.
Yeah.
Motherfucker was writing some bad shit.
Yeah. Motherfucker wrote in his journal.
Yeah, exactly. He had a fucking Dear Diary.
Dear diary. We had this same
Today
joke.
I saw a boy and he took my breath away. That's not how the song goes, but it's close.
All right.
Pretty
Yeah,
fucking
I felt like I was there. This is at a concert. So he's writing in his diary. He's like, this is what I would like to do.
Yeah, I would like to kill him.
Yeah. And then
And
he
torture
proceeded
him.
with that.
And then he was like, I'm going to fucking do that after he got out of prison.
Mm-hmm.
So after Paul gets out of prison, he recruits a local teenager by the name of Derek McInes to help him carry out his little sick fantasy.
Oh.
And for weeks, the pair would stalk a local schoolyard looking for the perfect time to strike. They even carried out, quote, dress rehearsals on the attack together. I don't know what the fuck that meant or looked like.
That's weird.
So maybe it really was a manuscript. And then on a Friday afternoon, as a local 13-year-old boy by the name of John Haddon was riding his bike home from school, 31-year-old Paul and 16-year-old Derek attacked John and stabbed him several times, causing the boy's death.
Oh my God.
And then they hid his body and bike in the park that they had attacked him in.
Why?
Because he's sick. Peter's sick. Not Peter. Paul is sick. They're fucking gross.
But still,
Yeah,
like
he's crazy.
Just stabbing a person to death in public, like out in the open, that seems like not a like
What did you achieve in your fantasy?
like, I don't feel like there's
I
a
think-
gratification there.
Yeah. So like I said, this guy could have his own fucking podcast episode
Yeah.
devoted to him because I really didn't write down all these details or whatever, but I think he kind of tortured him when he was stabbing him to death. Like it wasn't like a quick chink chink.
Oh God, I
Yeah.
hate it.
Yeah. So John's parents, they become worried when he didn't arrive home from school. And
Oh
so
my God, this baby.
I know. So the whole neighborhood, they jump in and they start searching for him.
Yeah.
A few days later, they discover his body and a murder investigation is opened. A short time after that, Paul was found super depressed and out of it and like soaking wet at a children's home.
Weird. What? What's a children's home?
I don't know. I was thinking like an orphanage,
Okay. Yeah.
but also he's like 39
Yeah.
or something, right? 31. Like, what the fuck is he? Okay.
Yeah.
Turns out that he had tried to commit suicide. Like, he had just tried to commit suicide
By drowning himself?
by taking a fucking toaster bath.
Oh.
Only the article didn't specify toaster. But he
Okay.
tried to electrocute himself while
Yeah.
in the bath. And it didn't work. So the police were like, hey, this guy's acting weird and he's suicidal and he's known to be a child, like, sex offender.
Yeah.
Let's question him.
Yeah.
So they question him and Paul confesses to John's murder immediately and he gets life in prison.
Wow. Good. Okay.
And as recently as 2018, he was allowed out on day trips.
Ew.
Which is so weird. I didn't think that was a thing this recently.
Yeah, I think it's a thing in other countries. I don't think it's a thing in America.
Right? Like, oh, we should probably, that motherfucker is shady. Let's keep tabs on him and keep him behind bars.
Yeah, we're like, is that an ounce of weed? Fucking 20 years.
Oh my God, I know, right? Paul also outed Peter in his confession.
Okay.
And he was like, hey, you know that guy I was doing bad shit with in the past? He actually admitted to me that he killed his wife, Malika.
What a rat.
Yeah. And he's like, so you should go talk to Peter. And the police were like, oh, yeah, he fucking for sure did it. Like, we know.
Yeah.
But, like, we don't have a body or anything. So.
we can't prove it.
Yeah.
Now it's your word, which is pretty fucking.
Oh, sketchy.
Yeah.
Exactly. Okay, so now back to Peter. That was all I really had to tell about Paul.
Okay.
Fucking shady ass motherfucker.
This fucking guy.
So Peter goes to prison for pedophilia, which is another tongue twister that we could twist in somewhere. And he gets out for some years, right?
Yeah.
He goes to prison for 7 years, gets out.
Yeah.
Now, the year is 1983. The day, you ask? May 13th. I don't know why I wrote that. I'm stupid. But Andy Mold and Stephen Dooley are at a peat mill. And they're workers at a peat mill
Okay.
in Lindo Moss Bog, which is a peat bog that Peter's little cottage lived on the edge of.
Okay.
Remember how I said they lived on like a peat bog field or
Yeah.
whatever? Okay.
Is this a good time to confess that I don't know what peat is? Like, I know how it's spelled and I've heard it before, but I have no idea what it is. Is it just weeds? Like, I feel like it's reeds.
Yeah, it's kind of like moss. It's just moss.
Why do people harvest it?
Okay, so...
Is it for tea? Do you drink it?
I guess I'll just tell you now. This one article was like, oh, fucking mushroom farmers use it all the time. So, like, I guess it grows mushrooms great. Also, I remember being in the desert with you, and I took a piss in an outhouse, a desert outhouse, and it didn't have any water. It had peat.
Was it that fucking compound? That artist compound?
Yes, but it wasn't this recent one. It was... like years ago.
Well, yeah, I knew it was years ago.
Okay, yeah, years ago. And yes, it was the compound. And they were telling us all about how peat moss is like really great for pissing on because I guess it like fucking biodegrades shit or something. And I pissed on it and it did not stink. I wasn't smelling. It was probably winter too, so it wasn't like super hot in there.
Yeah.
But I think it's used for various things.
Yeah, I would rather piss behind a fucking bush in the desert than in an outhouse in the desert.
I did it. It was fine. It's just like pissing in an outhouse. It just hovered and pissed on peat.
Yeah, I don't want to piss in an outhouse.
I really
would
have
rather
to.
piss behind an outhouse than piss in an outhouse.
You've pissed in an outhouse in the desert.
Where? Are you talking about a porta potty? Because I've pissed in a porta potty in the desert.
Okay, same thing.
No, it's not. Because one can get emptied.
Okay, but that one was like...
Yeah, I know.
Okay. Yeah. Your logic is not sound, just for the record.
It was hammered, and I know that they can get emptied, so
like,
in my head, that was easier.
I pissed in both, and the peat moss one, 500 times better. Peat bogs have been a thing forever, just so you know, just to keep going on peat bogs here.
Yeah.
They've been a thing forever, and I guess for hundreds of years, there have always been these farmers milling the moss out and, like, cutting them into blocks and drying it out, and I guess it takes years to dry these blocks out, and then they sell it to farmers, and back in the day, it was also sold as, like, fuel and shit, so, like, people have been farming the shit for a long time.
Yeah, okay.
Now, today's day and age, the industry is all, like, mechanicalized, and there's like machines and shit to cut and grind up the moss, and there's no more cutting these things into squares and drying them out forever.
Did you say mechanicalized?
Yeah, we're just gonna pretend that's a word.
Okay, you want to go with mechanized or something?
Like machinery, mechanical machinery does it now. No, I like mechanicalized.
All right, I mean, I do too. I knew what you were saying. I was just...
It's mechanicalized.
I don't think I've heard it put that way.
Anyway.
Uh-huh.
So nowadays there's machinery.
Yeah.
And you have people who watch the machinery to be like, okay.
There's a jam in it.
Yeah, exactly. And that's what Andy and Steven were doing on the peat mill bog thing that I was telling you about at the beginning of this whole fucking endeavor. Mm-hmm. They were standing at the conveyor belt line, and when anything went through the conveyor belt that was like too big that might muck up the machinery, they had to pull it off. That was their job.
And they were like, uh-oh, a femur.
Exactly. So they see this large chunk go up the fucking grinding machine conveyor belt.
Uh-oh.
And they were like, excuse me, is that a black soccer ball? And they stop the line and they grab it and they take it to the boss. Be like, look what we found. And the boss rinses the ball off, and then they discover that that was a human skull and not a ball.
Okay. I wouldn't bring a ball to the boss. Like, they had to have known, right? They had to have had an idea.
I don't know.
They weren't like, look at this fucking football from...
It's probably just like a lump.
years ago.
Like, it's got moss all over it.
I don't know.
I don't either. I've never been in a fucking peat bog.
It's weird. Also, if I was the boss, I'd be like, don't come to me with this bullshit. Throw it out back.
Told you it was a human skull. You'd be fucking stoked.
Oh, I'd be stoked. But if they were like, check out this ball I found, I'd be like, what are you, 10?
It had to be something mysterious.
Yeah, they had to have known or had an idea.
It looked suspicious. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And they're like, I don't know, we thought it was like a black soccer ball. Turned out it was a head. Okay, so...
Imagine you're just fucking working, doing some paperwork.
Yeah.
And you have your guys on the line, and you're like, I can trust you. You got my best guys on it. And they're
Yeah.
like, hey, boss, I think I found a soccer ball. You want to go fucking kick it around or something? I'd be like, you're fired.
I'm busy.
Get away from me.
I am busy.
Miss me with your bullshit.
Yeah.
I would be so mad. Unless it was a skull.
Well, maybe that's why. Maybe at first they stopped the belt because they were like, is that a motherfucking soccer ball? Let's save that shit for after hours when we're just kicking it around in the goddamn peat bogs. Do you think they're wet? Like, is it like a swamp?
I assumed it was like a swamp. Like, I assumed it was like a cranberry bog.
Yeah. Yeah, me too.
It's the only time I've ever heard bog.
It's all right. I'll tell you more about them.
All right.
Yeah, exactly. And then they found out, they were like, hey, this kind of looks like a head. We should bring this to the boss. And they probably fucking scouted it out for a hot minute. Like, do you think we should? You go in there. No, you go in there. And then Andy took the lead and was like, hey, boss, I found what I thought was a ball. And they were doing like, oh my God.
Yeah, like this fucking shit again, Andy.
And then he was like, hold up. Is that a skull?
Yeah. And then he was like, check this shit out.
It's a skull.
It's a skull.
And then the boss wasn't mad anymore.
Yeah, that's the only way that would work.
I'm pretty sure it's like a real life event as to what occurred. Anyway, so the boss was like, hey, that's fucking crazy. I guess the skull was missing its jaw, right? Mm-hmm. But it still had skin attached.
Ugh, what?
Yeah.
Years later? That's a lot of years.
Years later. And it had some hair and a freaking eyeball.
What?
Yeah. And so...
How is it preserved?
So these peat bogs can do some shit, I'm about to tell you. So they call the cops. Obviously.
Yeah.
And the cops arrive and they're like, oh, snap. I bet that's Malika's head. And they finally caught the bastard, right?
Yeah.
Side note, it turns out that like certain peat bogs are like perfect for human preservation.
What?
The temperatures and chemicals are really good at preserving bodies, and it's not rare for murdered bodies to turn up in them.
Why?
What?
Why?
What? Isn't that crazy? Like, these bodies turn up sometimes and they're better preserved than, like, mummies. You know
that
how,
sounds like the worst place to dump a body then.
Yeah, I know. But, like, they're not supposed to be found. Like, you're never going to find it unless you're milling a peat bog. So, like, maybe pick a peat bog that hasn't been milled or won't be milled or just previously was milled. I don't know how this works. I don't know how milling works. Like, how deep do they go?
I feel like if they mill peat bogs,
maybe they just take the top layer off because it's dry.
I still don't know what peat is, so...
It's moss.
Yeah, but moss is only this big.
Oh, it's like old-ass moss. It's like swampy moss. Swamp moss. Anyway.
I don't know about all this. I feel like that's the worst place to dump a body, and I'm surprised that more than one person has done it.
Yeah. It's a thing. So they have the head sent off for, like, forensics.
Yeah.
And it comes back as being a female skull between the ages of 30 and 50. And they're like, aha, we got the fucker.
Yeah.
So they question Peter and they tell him that they just discovered a skull in his old backyard. And he replies, quote, it had been so long, I thought I would never be found out, end quote. And proceeds to admit to killing and murdering Malika.
Okay, yeah. I was like, that's pretty incriminating.
Yeah, like busted. And so now the police, they have a confession. And they start digging around the bog for the rest of Malika's body.
Yeah.
Only they can't find anything. And they send Peter to trial. But during the trial, the lead detective is like, we should run some more tests on the skull just to make sure that it's Malika's and get us some more evidence.
Yeah.
And so the skull is sent out to Oxford University for further testing, where radiocarbon dating was performed. And it came back stating that these remains could not possibly be Malika's because they were 17 centuries old.
What? And it still had an eyeball?
17 centuries old! 17 centuries! I can't even put my fucking head around that. So it's dating back to the Roman Britain era and were believed to be placed in the bog in the year 250 AD. What? I don't even know what that year means. Like that, I can't even fathom that amount of time.
It has an eyeball.
And hair. These peat bogs are fucking perfect for like human preservation. Literally, I just told you, like they're better at preserving. Some of them have the perfect temperatures and everything that they're better at preserving human fucking tissues and shit better than the ancient Egyptians did with their motherfucking mummification, which is like the best known shit to date, except for peat bogs.
This naturally occurring thing.
In nature.
That's so fucking crazy. I want to see a picture of it. They didn't look at it and they're like, this looks different. Don't people look different fucking
Well, it was just like,
ago?
It had some of the hair, it had an eyeball, and it had some skin. It wasn't like a perfectly preserved head. It was like parts of a head. And it looked different, you know? Like, it's not like... You can see pictures of it.
I want to see pictures of it.
I'll probably post it, because, I mean, like, 17th centuries, are we okay with that?
Yeah, I am.
Yeah. Okay. So Peter was like, you know, this came out during his trial. And he was like, oh, snap, psych. I take back the confession.
Oh, obviously.
Yeah. I was just saying that.
Recant that shit.
Mm-hmm. And everyone was like, nah, man, you fucking confessed. So, like, you're still going to stand trial.
Yeah. I'd be like, fucking prove it. You don't have a body.
Right? Like, who knows if she's dead or not?
No body, no crime.
Well, the jury found him guilty of murder.
Good.
And he spent the rest of his life in prison.
Wow. Okay.
Okay, so now I'm going to tell you a bit about bog bodies.
Bog bodies.
Bog bodies, as this phenomenon is so lovingly called.
Okay.
They keep popping up in Denmark, Netherlands, Ireland, United Kingdom, Northern Germany, and North America.
What do you mean keep popping up?
Like, these mills are fucking running production, and they keep pulling body parts up on the conveyor belt, and when they're tested, they're all fucking ancient-ass remains.
What the fuck?
And this woman's remains that fucking the Lindo Moss, whatever, Lindo peat bog pulled up, she is known as the Lindo woman, because I don't have a fucking name for her, right?
Mm-hmm. And I just call her Linda.
Oh, there you go. I guess because of, like, the poor handling by the police, the remains have since kind of, like, decayed.
Oh.
Because, like, once they pull it out of the bog, it's no longer being preserved. And they were like, oh, we need to test all this shit. They weren't like, oh, let's preserve fucking ancient history.
Yeah.
So she's kind of decayed. But in the same bog, a short time later, the Lindo man was found. And he was determined to be a healthy man in his 20s of high social status.
Oh.
And he was thrown in the bog face down. How the fuck do they figure that out? Thrown in the bog face down sometime between, this is a wild time frame, sometime between 2 BC and 119 AD.
It's a long time.
How do they figure this shit out? Like,
yeah.
What the fuck? Like, what was happening on the earth that you can place the time frame around then? And how did they know that that was happening on the earth?
It's crazy to me to think that, like, in that guy's backyard, that shit was happening.
I just lived by a peat moss bog. You could pull up a fucking ancient body at any point in time.
Yeah. Well, like, those people were just, like, chilling by that bog at some point in their life.
You could, like, you mean the people who are dead?
Yeah. Like, they were chilling by that bog, and then he's chilling by that bog. Like, that's so unfathomable to me, because we fucking live in America. So history to me is, 200 years old?
Yeah.
Nothing existed before that.
Well, it did. Yeah, they just don't really want to tell us much about that in history because we were all kind of assholes back there.
Well, yeah, exactly. But, like, my fucking dumbass brain can't... It's so unfathomable to me to, like, wrap my head around that. And then people in Europe or whatever, England and stuff, are like, yeah, I went to this restaurant. It's fucking 400 years old. It's carved into the side of a mountain. And I'm like, what?
I know.
Like,
It blows my
that
mind,
doesn't
too.
exist.
Yeah.
What?
No, it does.
Bricks are the oldest thing. No.
You didn't build with wood.
Yeah, like, what are you talking about? And I know that I'm dumb and I know that I'm wrong, but it's still, like, my brain is just, like, such a pea brain. It's so hard for me to, like, wrap my head... Not hard for me to wrap my head around it, but it's just, like, blows my mind.
This fucking blew my mind, too, which is why all of a sudden I was like, okay, the actual murder story isn't that long, but, like, what the fuck? This is a thing?
Yeah.
Like that?
I'm positive that no other civilization lived near my house. You know?
Well, they probably did. They were just, like, you know, fucking... scooped up camp and carried on.
But I doubt they even did.
I don't know.
It's on a big-ass fucking hill. Nobody's climbing up that shit.
They might be.
I don't think so.
Anyway, we're idiots.
Yeah, we
It's
are.
fine.
I don't know.
It's fine.
I'm too dumb for this.
Yeah, me too. But anyway, and it's also really late.
It is very late.
Anyway, so the Lindo man, really fucking old, right?
Mm-hmm.
They think he was a sacrificial killing. And there are several theories that they think that, but I'm going to go off of my favorite one.
Okay.
He had a V-shaped blow to the skull, which sent, like, skull fragments to his brain. There was enough tissue and, like, shit to figure this out. So he had skull fragments to his brain. His throat was cut ear to ear, and his neck and ribs were broken by a blow to the back.
Oh, my God.
Several bodies found in bogs offer this, like, triple murder theory or whatever, where there's, like, 3 forms of attack on a body.
Uh-huh.
And I guess that signifies, like, a standard sacrificial killing of the time.
Oh, my God.
So because of the blow to the head, to the body, and the neck thing, they were like, well, that's a key for sacrifice. It was determined that he didn't die right away, and he laid...
They fucking killed him 3 times.
They killed him 3 times, and he was bleeding for some time before his death. Also, they were able to pull the contents of his stomach.
What?
And in there, they found charred bread. And they found a bunch of other shit too.
The last thing you ate was burnt toast.
Well, here's the theory. I guess there was some ritual where bread would be baked and one piece would be intentionally burned, and they handed out the bread. And if you got the burnt piece, then you were the chosen one to be killed for some like fucking summer solstice.
I would be switching fucking chairs.
Here's the thing. I just like to imagine a world where like home dude pulled the burnt bread and he was like, fuck, I know what this means. And then he ate it.
Like, well, I mean, what else are you going to do with it? You better fucking eat it.
You're probably hungry.
Also, maybe if you eat it, then they don't know that you got the burnt one. Because you're like, no, this is fine.
This is great.
It's not even that burnt.
Hers is way more burnt than mine.
Yeah, no, you can't check mine because I already ate it all. But I promise you, it wasn't even that bad. It's how I like my bread. So to me, it's not burnt.
Please define burnt.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Yeah. I was just kind of like, okay, you pull the bread and you know that means you're going to die and then you just eat the bread? Like, what the fuck? This is blowing my mind.
Because how do they do that? Is it a fucking basket that you're not looking? You just like, ooh, dig in, like, not looking? Or does someone give it to you? Once...
like a bingo basket of balls.
Yeah, once fucking 10 pieces of good bread went out, I'd be like, you know what? Actually, I'm going to pass on this banquet, and then I'd head home.
Maybe it was like an honorable thing to do.
Maybe.
And then, like, if you got the burnt bread, you were, like, seen as brave or some shit.
Yeah.
You know?
You're going to go out like a martyr or something.
Yeah. Except for nobody knows who you are, and we just pulled you out of a fucking moss bog.
Well, they probably did back then.
Well,
for
not
like
anymore.
A couple hundred
Should have
years.
wrote it down, bitch.
Put it in his pocket?
Yeah. Give me some. Evidently, man. Okay.
Oh. I wonder what his clothes looked like.
Well, you can see in a fucking picture.
Oh, I'm so
Because there's a picture of him. So he bled a little bit before death, the contents of his stomach, right?
Yeah.
He was chosen to be the killed one.
Mm-hmm.
So that's one theory that suggests how he ended up there.
Mm-hmm. I like it.
There's actually a ton that can be talked about on bog bodies if you ever want to lose an entire night's sleep by reading article after article, because it's fucking insane. But it's crazy because once they pull the bodies out of the bogs, they have to preserve them some way, right?
Do they preserve them in peat moss?
No, but they keep trying different things, like replacing the bog water with beeswax in like the human tissues and stuff.
Yeah.
Or someone legit smoked one of the bodies, like curing a ham, smoked the entire fucking body. And there's a picture of it, and it is made of my goddamn nightmares.
Yeah, it sounds like
Like, it is the most terrifying thing I've ever seen. Anyway, so some dude, Peter, he spent his entire life in prison for his wife's murder, and Malika's remains have never been found.
Well, he spent some of his life. He had a good couple tens of years out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. But bog bodies, those are a thing. And I guess they're a thing, like a big thing for like sacrifices. Like they keep pulling out bodies that have been murdered 3 different fucking ways to Sunday. Maybe that's why it's a saying.
Maybe. That's so weird.
And because they preserve everything so well, it's like totally normal to pull a body out of the bog.
If anyone lives by a fucking peat moss bog,
tell us about it.
yeah.
Can you imagine
dig
magnet
into it?
fishing in there?
That would be insane. Do you think it's watery or is it solid?
I feel like, okay, so based off of all of my knowledge of peat bog fucking milling,
Yeah.
back in the day, they used to cut the moss into squares, and then they would pull the squares out to dry, kind of like hay, but it would take like a year or 2 or some shit for it to dry, and they'd have to rotate it ever so often so it would dry all the way through.
Yeah.
So it's got to be wet for it to take that long to dry, and dense.
Yeah.
So I feel like
Because
they
if you're
just...
cutting it into squares, it's got to be dense.
Yeah, so I feel like it's just like they take the top layer off, probably because it was the driest, right? And once you get down too far, it's either mush or whatever, and another layer fucking grows. And so they probably just kind of move around the bog until eventually they get back to the new layer, and they just keep doing that.
I'm going to have to look into peat moss bogs.
Yeah.
That's so strange.
I wonder what's all in there. Like, how deep do they go?
That's what I'm wondering. Can you walk in it? Can you walk through it? Can you swim in it? Is it a bog?
I bet it's like quicksand.
Like
you
a
probably
crick?
don't want to. I don't really know, man. Also, what else is peat moss used for other than mushroom farming? Because if you have fucking mills, you're not just farming mushrooms.
Yeah, like how many fucking mills do they have?
It reminds me, from what I remember of my drunken endeavors of pissing in an outhouse, it reminds me of like something you would use for a pet's bedding or something too. Like it's just a bunch of like green little fluffy shit. Like little twigs, a bunch of little twigs. It's like different colors.
I wonder what the bog looks like. I have a lot of visual questions.
Yeah. We'll have to look those up.
Yeah, that's so interesting. Good,
Right?
Good story today,
Isn't that
Stace.
crazy?
Yeah.
Anyway, so fucking poor Malika's out there too, and they just can't find her.
Yeah, that sucks.
Yeah.
They're going to find one and be like, this one looks a lot fresher than the other ones.
I don't know. Might look exactly the same. But you got to look up pictures because it is crazy.
Yeah, I'm definitely going to. That sounds intense.
And then also it's weird to think about like, okay, but how did they preserve it? Like this one's in beeswax or this one was smoked or because they keep trying different ways because the best way to preserve it is either like fucking mummification or like keep it in the peat bog thing. Embalm it?
like
I don't know if you can embalm it.
Put it back in.
The bog?
Yeah.
Like that was cool. And then we just know that like that bog body is right here.
Yeah.
Also, they were saying for the Lindo man, they were like, oh, he was super rich because he didn't die. He didn't have any clothes on or something. So they were like, so you won't see his clothes. You'll see clothes on another one. But they were like, oh, he was super rich. And so he was probably walking in the woods and then got robbed and murdered and thrown in the bog. But then everybody's like, okay, who's going to be fucking walking around naked in the woods? Or like, who's going to be like, why would
Haven't you
this
seen
rich
A Knight's
person?
Tale?
I have seen A Knight's Tale. I do
That guy
like
was
movie.
naked.
Do you like that movie?
He was walking around naked.
Maybe that's why they did that character that way.
Boom. Pete Boss Mog.
It's hard to say.
Yeah,
It's
that
hard
guy.
To say.
That was
It's hard
him.
to say. Yeah,
Fucking
it's hard to say.
boom.
Yeah. Anyway, so we're going to
Pictures.
open some shit,
Oh, yeah.
but
Yeah.
stick around for that. Let's close this shit out. If you want to check out pictures pertaining to this case, which I'll fucking load them because they're centuries old, so we're over it, I guess. Go to isgdpodcast.com. And while you're there, join our Patreon and buy some fucking merch and drop a comment. I don't know. Just be like, hey, what's up? How's it going?
Drop us a line.
Yeah, what's up, ladies? Also, join us on social media at ISGD Podcast. We're on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram, and sometimes fucking that other one, TikTok, that I have to really take some time. Life has been busy.
Don't worry, I have to really take time and do the merch thing that everyone has been asking about.
Yeah,
and I'm like,
come on.
yeah, totally.
Get your shit together, man. Also, please email us at isgdpodcast@gmail.com and snail mail Aaron at
P.O. Box 2764, Spring Valley, California, 91979.
and that is where we got these lovely packages from.
That's the podcast if you don't want to hear this. Later, dudes.
Yeah, bye. Okay, so these are the two we have?
Yeah. Okay,
Okay,
do the small one first because that one came in first.
Okay. This is a fucking bomb. Make sure nobody can read anything.
I don't think you can.
I'll put it like that. Okay, this one is from April. Oh,
April.
I'm so excited. This is the one where she was like, hey, Aaron, don't leave this shit in your car forever.
She did say that, and I didn't. It's been in my house and now in your house.
It's been in my house forever because we forgot to open it last episode.
Yeah, and then it's been like 2 weeks because
I had COVID.
Yeah, except it wasn't COVID.
It wasn't COVID. Jesus, titty fucking Christ, April. You use enough goddamn tape? What do you think you're fucking
Made
this
of
must be
scissors?
precious cargo,
Yeah.
you know?
It looks like
Oh my
it.
god. Now what?
I don't know.
Do I just wish it open?
Oh, Dane.
Oh, Dane.
Careful now.
How do you do this with your mic and everything?
How do I?
Do you have her address? Like, do I need to save this? Okay, well, I saved it.
Okay, good.
Ripped ours, but I know ours.
Yeah, I do too.
That's a lie. I don't really know it, but...
Can you stop hitting your mic?
No!
Okay.
Jesus, April.
Do you need help? Do you
Yes,
need
I do. I need
scissors?
scissors.
Do we have them out here? Oh, they're right there.
It's so far away from me. I got it. Hopefully he didn't just ruin it.
Oh, we're going to need them for the twine.
Okay, first there's a letter.
Ooh, a letter. Tell me.
Hey girls, this shit here is like fucking gold, so I hope you love it. Stacy, it'll be great while you have those cursed braces for sure.
Ooh.
Ooh.
Ooh. Ooh, what is it?
She said,
What she said.
She said.
Oh my god. It is precious cargo.
It comes wrapped. What is this? This shit is like gold.
What is it?
Oh, it's Happy Salve. Here.
What? What?
What? Is this like chapstick? Is this like the fanciest chapstick I've ever seen?
Is it?
What flavor is yours? Lemon?
Pomifera.
Nope, go down. Happy Salve. Number 4.
Oh, Meyer lemon.
Okay, let's try this shit. Oh
This
my
is
god.
batch number 2.
Is it for your lips? I imagine so.
I don't know. What does it say?
Oh, this is why she didn't want it left in your car.
Yeah. Should we Google it?
I just put it on. Whoa.
How do you know it's chapstick?
Because she said it's good for my braces.
Is it a push pop?
Mmm.
Oh my god, it's a push pop.
That's the softest thing I've ever put on my lips.
I hope it's for your lips.
Mmm. Very faint lemon taste.
You're eating it?
I mean, it's on my lips. Oh my god, April.
I'm gonna use the shit out of this.
This is awesome.
Thank you. This is the cutest little container, too.
Is this like, she just said,
Do you make this?
No, it says pomifera.com/April Figueroa. If
So
you'd
she
like
does.
to check out some amazing products.
Oh, so she sells it.
The hell yeah, she does.
Look at that.
She's hustling this shit. God damn, I could rub this on my body. Oh my god, how fucking thoughtful.
That is very thoughtful.
Is it because I
And
put on
you-
the chopstick so awkwardly?
Yeah.
Chopstick. I'll take us up with the chopstick.
Oh my god, I'm gonna keep this in my purse.
Well,
It's gonna
don't
be
let
my
it
new
know.
fucking...
Don't let me leave this in here.
No, this is staying with
This
me.
stuff is good.
Bad.
That was a good mystery. I was like,
Thanks, April.
It's fucking chocolate. I thought for sure it was chocolate. And then I was like, it must be a really fancy truffle. Okay.
Appreciate you, motherfucker.
Play with me inside. You're fucking awesome. Okay, you guys ready for the next package?
You just keep rubbing your mic.
And just trying to talk into it. Okay, cut the string. This one is from... I think her name is Amanda. I'm so excited for this one.
Yeah, Amanda.
I knew it. I fucking knew it. I should have
did.
trusted my gut.
You should've.
Amanda, you're fucking amazing. I'm
You're
so excited.
fucking amazing.
I think I know what this one is.
You do? What are you cheating?
No. I'm not cheating. I'm just a genius.
Genius. Oh, it's a 12 by 10 by 8 box.
Uh-oh. Aaron and Stacy.
Oh, it's written all creepy like.
It is. I like it.
Oh my
Should I
God.
pull my mic forward?
Yeah.
At least it'll be...
Ooh, look at that.
That's
Sturdy bitch.
risky. Okay, yeah. Super sturdy. Not risky at all. Okay, what do I do with those skeezels? Oh, I love it. She put like creepy,
Oh my god, it's gonna be a Jack in the Box.
like
It's
when
gonna
you
pop up at you.
when you cut out the fucking letters out of a magazine, your ransom letter.
Yeah.
It's like a ransom
Yeah,
letter.
kidnapping letter.
Aaron and Stacy.
Oh my
She spelled
God.
my name right. Oh my
Use your
god, I fucking love
scissors.
it. You know, it doesn't take much to spell somebody's name right.
But it is just nice, you know?
It's so nice.
It's just thoughtful.
It's so.
I was
thoughtful.
emailing this woman named Kim for a really
Oh
long
my god,
time.
there's more of a
Oh
ransom
my
letter.
god. Anyway, I kept calling her Molly.
Oh goddamn, what an asshole.
I know. I was like, I'm so sorry.
Dear Aaron and Stacy, I am so sorry. Dear Aaron and Stacy, I wrapped this because I didn't want to alarm the post office.
Smart.
I'm a huge fan, and my best friend of 30 plus years showed me y'all's podcast.
Aww.
She sounds awesome.
She does.
I've listened to nothing but y'all for the past month, driving to and from work. Bless your goddamn soul. Y'all remind me so much of my friend and me and our relationship.
Aww.
Please accept these cups as a token of my gratitude. Oh my god, I'm so excited.
What?
I knew what this was. I knew. Hey, side note, people give us this
Yes.
stuffing paper a lot.
Fancy
It's
stuffing paper.
really, really fancy.
It's like glittery and stuff. Yeah.
You guys must be in on it together. You're like,
Yeah.
send them the red sparkly shit.
Send them the red sparkly
Oh my god,
shit.
it's so pretty. And it's a lot of it, so we can just keep using it.
We just have a party
These
in
are
it.
fucking handmade, too, for the goddamn
I
record.
want to see. Oh my god, it's in such a fancy box. What is it? Oh my god.
It's our tumblers. Remember we got the email about
I
this?
do.
Oh my god, I totally forgot about
Ow,
this.
ow, fuck. Ow, I think I just got tetanus.
Okay, well, I hope she can give you tennis. Gotta give you that one. It says bloodstains are red. Luminol is blue. I listen to enough true crime podcasts. They'll never find you.
This is the coolest thing I've ever
I
seen.
am going to use this fucking cup everywhere. This
Oh
is
my God.
amazing.
This is so cool.
I'm going to have to lie to my kid and tell him what it says.
Yeah.
Because he's going to want to use it.
Dude, this is so cool.
Wait, you got a straw too.
I needed a straw.
I'm sweating my ass off. Oh my God, Amanda!
You're
You should have given your
amazing.
bestie's name so we could shout her out. I guess she knows who you are. Amanda's bestie, the Amanda who makes tumblers.
Yeah. The Amanda who makes tumblers is bestie. You're also amazing.
Oh my God. This is fucking awesome. Can I bring this to work tomorrow? Because I have to go into office.
Yes. Okay, wait. We should,
Shout her out.
yeah,
Amanda Ridge.
at the Chonky
Unicorn.
Unicorn. I was like, mine goes under the blue or the red, so I couldn't see it.
I can see mine.
The Chonky Unicorn. At the Chonky Unicorn. Go
Everybody
look at her shit.
Check it out.
Because this is fucking cool.
And like the blood is glitter red, so it's
is
like
glitter
really
red.
pretty. For all the people
It
who can't
matches
see.
the thing. The wrapping paper.
It does. For all the people who can't see, it looks like a bunch of blood stains.
Yeah.
And there's like fucking do not cross crime scene tape.
Yeah.
And there's that little poem I read you. And the they'll never find you looks like it's written in blood by somebody's finger.
Oh my God, this is the coolest thing.
You guys.
This is so cool. And it's like,
How is everybody so goddamn creative?
it's like good quality.
I could use this as a crime deterrent.
This is movie quality.
Yeah. It's okay.
A crime deterrent? You're just gonna
Chuck it. And you don't know if it's cold or hot fluids.
yeah.
Let me just open this straw right into the goddamn mic.
Tonk a bitch with
Oh
it.
my God.
Oh, there's a card inside it.
I know, I read mine.
Oh,
It
you
tells
did?
you how to care for it.
Oh, I'm gonna care for it.
Oh my God, you guys are amazing.
Oh my God.
Our lips are gonna be so smooth, and we're gonna have so much coffee in our bodies.
It is stainless steel double wall vacuum sealed.
Get that shit.
That is the coolest shit I've ever seen.
Fuck your Yeti. We got a chunky unicorn.
This is better than a Yeti.
Yeah.
Ooh, that was a loud noise.
We got the other mythical fucking creature.
I wonder if that's her fingerprints. I got you, girl. You ever go missing?
Oh no.
I'd be like, is this her? I have her fingerprints on file.
You got fingerprints?
Yeah, you don't?
I do.
Yeah.
That's fucking precious.
Yeah.
She's like, I better fix that.
I'm gonna frame you at a crime scene.
Oh my God, thank you.
You are one of a kind.
Oh my God, I can't wait to use
Maybe
this.
two of a kind,
I'll
you
wash
and your
this.
bestie.
Yeah. Now we're like them. How you doing, Amanda?
What's up, girl? I don't know.
You're supposed to call me Amanda's bestie.
I was like, I don't know your name.
Well, you're welcome for introducing you to this awesome podcast.
Yeah. Thank you. You're fucking amazing.
Thank you, guys.
You know what?
Fuck.
All of our listeners are fucking amazing.
I can't believe it. This is weird.
I'm
It's weird that
amazed.
people are nice to us.
It is so weird.
We love you.
I really like this.
Thanks, guys.
I'm just mesmerized by it.
I know.
I appreciate you. I appreciate you all. And I appreciate you. Goodbye.
Bye.
Bye.